Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Let Gaza live.
Let Gaza live.
Let Lebanon live. The struggle against the repression of speech, the trampling of academic freedom at Indiana University is going to be a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it's not a middle distance event. It's going to be a marathon, and it is not going to end as long as people are protesting the genocide that the criminal Israeli state is committing in Gaza and the rampant violence. As long as that is occurring, establishment leaders will be repressing speech and repressing rights of assembly and academic freedom on our campuses. And notice I said campuses. My first point is this is not a sprint, this is not a middle distance event, it's a marathon. My second point is it is campuses. This is not exclusively an IU or local phenomena. This is a national phenomenon. And it has to be a struggle that is both local and national, local and global. Ask yourself why places like Indiana or North Carolina, conservative states, have had public universities with academic freedom and speech rights for many decades, for a century before the last year or two. It's because it was part of the definition of a prestigious university that it had academic freedom and speech rights and rights of assembly. And if that's no longer true, because at Harvard, they're also inventing ways of repressing speech and trampling academic freedom. Once nationally it ceases to be defining of being prestigious university. It ceases to be defining of your degree meaning something. So as long as they're trampling speech rights and assembly and academic freedom at Harvard and Swarthmore and the University of Pennsylvania, the restraint in places like Indiana and North Carolina and Florida will not exist. You will not get your academic freedom back. You will not get your campus speech rights back. You will not get your right of assembly back unless you have a victory nationally. So yes, keep up the struggle locally, but do not think it is possible to regain academic freedom and speech rights and rights of assembly if they are not also reestablished at the most prestigious universities and colleges in the country. If this struggle is lost at Harvard, if the nincompoop who runs Harvard University continues to penalize his faculty for engaging in silent reading in a library, it will be okay to trample speech rights, rights of assembly and academic freedom, and you can be damn sure fascist Pam Whitten will keep doing it. So you have to win this locally and nationally, and you have to connect with the national struggle. You have to connect, and the infrastructure we have for doing that is the American Association of University Professors. First thing, it's a marathon. Second thing, it is not and cannot be won as a local struggle abstracted from the national struggle. Third point, these vigils are powerful. They have been successful. I have deep admiration for them and everybody who's been here. But I think you can expect that along with working in concert with the national struggle, you're also going to come to a point when you're going to have a sequenced escalation of confrontations with these horrible repressive rules. And at some point, the power you need will be to shut this university down. The power you need will be to establish a faculty union. And you cannot shut this university down unless you have solidarity with your students and staff. And crucial for that solidarity, if the faculty is going to regain its proper role at a university, is the faculty showing full solidarity and support for your graduate student union. You have to be honest. This faculty has previously been uneven in being in solidarity with the graduate students. And you also have to be honest that this administration is hostile to the graduate student union and to unionizing, but so was the previous one. The previous administration was a union-busting administration. So don't be nostalgic for what was. That is not recreatable. The kind of conditions under which we had a significant faculty role in shared governance, academic freedom, and campus speech rights from the early 20th century until the last year or two in this century, that era has ended, and you're not going to put that Humpty Dumpty back together again. You're going to need to build new faculty power in solidarity with all constituents on the campus, wall to wall, organizing like the national president of the AUP, Todd Wolfson, says. And it needs to start with solidarity with the graduate students, and that needs to start with the walkout December 6th that the graduate students have called for. So I know these are not the most popular things to say, but again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a national local struggle, not an abstracted local struggle. It is an IU struggle, but it cannot be an IU struggle outside of the network nationally. And it has to be in solidarity with all the constituents, all the stakeholders at this university, and the faculty needs to be challenged to show much greater solidarity, particularly with the graduate student unionization. And I'll end where I began, because the repression is not in the abstract. The repression is repression of recognizing and opposing genocide. The repression is in the cause of denying the fact that Palestinians are human beings. So I'll end where I began. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Let Gaza live.
Let Gaza live.
Let Lebanon live.
Let Lebanon live.